The Ripple SEC settlement may start in days or weeks. Settlement is likely to take place. Recent events in the long-running legal dispute between Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have raised hopes that the long-awaited settlement is drawing near. One key figure is John Detton, inventor of crypto law. His arguments have the potential to greatly affect the case's conclusion. Among Deaton's most important findings is the possibility that Ripple is exempt from paying the $770 million in disgorgement fines that the SEC has been speculating about. Legal obstacles may arise in several countries, including the UK, Japan, and Switzerland, where the SEC is attempting to collect disgorgement for XRP sales as per his analysis. According to Detton, the SEC's pursuit may be impossible in certain locations because the Supreme Court's Morrison decision explicitly does not apply to sales made outside of the US. Detton also notes that XRP is not considered a security in the UK and Japan, among other countries, according to the regulatory bodies in those countries, because XRP is not considered a security token, but rather an exchange or utility token. The CC will have a hard time collecting disgorgement in these areas. The SEC's argument for disgorgement is undermined by the fact that selling XRP is lawful in many jurisdictions as endorsed by regulatory authorities. According to Detton, the chances of a substantial $770 million punishment are minimal. This is because sales to authorized investors and sales outside of the US could be excluded from the ultimate disgorgement figure, which could account for more than 90 of the total. He paints a very positive picture, speculating that Ripple would be required to pay disgorgement fines as little as $20 million. On-demand liquidity transactions involving XRP are described in detail by the legal expert, who also emphasizes the lightning-fast nature of these transactions. The almost non-existent harm in ODL transactions, says Detton, might make the SEC's case even weaker. He notes that the 75,000 XRP holders who have joined the complaint would probably direct any charges of harm towards the SEC instead of Ripple. According to Detton, there's a funny twist in the story where the sitting judge could end up owing Ripple money if the $150 million in legal bills that the company has already paid or subtracted. Detton argues that the SEC may be caught off guard after accounting for overseas sales to authorized investors, and ODL transactions, referencing the Supreme Court's decision that disgorgement cannot surpass net profits from sales. In the case of Ripple, legal counsel informs founders about the terms of the SEC settlement prior to the litigation. Again, Securities and Exchange Commission is the center of attention. Unlike before, this time the reasons are not the best ones. At least some details about the commission and its efforts to corner the cryptocurrency corporation have been revealed by the chief legal officer of Ripple. The CC extended an offer to Ripple to settle right away. Stuart Alderoty, chief legal officer of Ripple, said in a message that the cryptocurrency company had been offered a settlement by the Securities and Exchange Commission before the lawsuit against them was even started. The creator of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, sells tokens worth trillions. In a statement made by Ripple's chief legal officer, the cryptocurrency company claimed that the SEC has notified them that XRP will be announced to the market as a security. As part of the settlement, this was included. Once that was taken care of, the commission's intention was to provide the market a short grace period to comply. However, Ripple chose to sue the cryptocurrency authority rather than accept these stipulations, considering the usual outlay of funds for legal proceedings. Furthermore, I'll be bold and reveal the reasoning behind Ripple's decision to pursue this option instead of what many would perceive as a more cost-effective one. In all likelihood, the cryptocurrency firm took this action after receiving confirmation that XRP did not constitute a security, given that the SEC had not mandated a crypto compliance structure. He said this was why they did what they did. What has happened makes the decision that was taken obvious to have been right. Judge Torres determined that XRP was not a security at the start of this year. Seeking legal clarification on the topic for nearly 3 years led to this result. The chief legal officer of Ripple also noted that the company's fate was hanging in the balance and that many individuals thought they would fail miserably. The chief compliance officer of Ripple has spoken out against the SEC problem. Its chair, Gary Gensler, made the comment in a separate article in response to the court's order for the commission to demonstrate cause in the debt box case. Gensler also stated that the commission has become a mockery in relation to the Securities and Exchange Commissions. The court ordered the SEC to explain why it should not be penalized after finding that it had made misleading claims in the debt box case. With that, The panel admitted its guilt, saying it had misled the court. Alderodi was alarmed that the Securities and Exchange Commission had claimed the defendant had lied to the court. In an effort to make amends, the SEC said that it will educate its lawyers on the need of telling the truth in court. This mindset is deeply troubling, particularly because it emanates from the government, which is ostensibly obligated to adhere to legal principles. The Clo of Ripple Labs has gone on social media platform X, previously Twitter, to spill the beans on an early settlement the CC regulator had offered the company back in the day. It had been 3 years subsequent to the occurrence before Jay Clayton initiated legal proceedings against Ripple and its two senior executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, who is also a co-founder of Ripple. There was an early settlement that Ripple may take advantage of. The regulatory authority would make the statement. After that, the market would have a limited time to comply. Chris and Brad proposed this approach to us prior to the CC's complaint against Ripple being filed. The market would be given a short window of time to comply after the SEC notifies them that XRP is a security. There are a number of reasons why we gave a negative response. Ripple denied this transaction right away. Some of the reasons why the SEC rejected the offer, as mentioned by Alderodi, are as follows. It should be noted that XRP does not constitute a security. Second, he stressed that the SEC has never set up a system for virtual currency compliance. The cryptocurrency market persevered, and Ripple remains committed to its original mission of disproving XRP's status as a security. Proving this to be true was the driving force for the 3-year legal struggle that culminated in recent victories. We put everything on the line, he added, even though he conceded that few imagined Ripple could win this fight against the SEC. He claimed that Ripple was able to reach the SEC because of the judicial drama and legal battles that occurred. As a hypocrite dictator, it is just that. Meanwhile, the US Bitcoin industry managed to stay afloat. During the summer, Judge Torres handed down a ruling, but she ruled that secondary market XRP transactions did not qualify as security sales. The huge win caused XRP's price to skyrocket to 71 cents in a flash. The second victory came in the autumn when the SEC regulator unilaterally decided to drop the personal charges against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. Next year is when the matter is expected to be finally resolved. If Alderodi is to be believed, other notable figures in the Bitcoin industry may feel the effects of the SEC's harsh and overreaching attitude. Looking at the XRP market trend is what we'll do next. As the cryptocurrency market has been experiencing a period of instability, XRP's price has been trending horizontally. Within this hesitancy, the ascending trend line of a triangle formation and accommodation support at the 6 cents level have worked and are still working to prevent a fall. To avoid a steep drop, buyers may be able to take advantage of a retest of this support level to escape the consolidation phase and increase the pressure on them to make a purchase. In the 6 cents level, provide assistance inside the daily time frame chart. The recent XRP price action is forming a pattern that looks like a symmetrical triangle. Repeated reversals and rebounds inside the triangle formation show that investors are still using this pattern to guide their investment decisions, even if the market is extremely volatile. That's all for now.